My name is Nate Dillon. 27 years old. Single. Dates sporadically due to work commitments. Shy, ladies in the cafeteria flirt, but I'm not ready to mix work and pleasure. In the past week, 4 or 5 have asked me out. Unfortunately, due to my busy work schedule, I had to turn them down. I have no idea what has changed to make me so popular, but I'm not complaining. I stayed late at work again. My cell phone buzzed with an incoming message. I need to talk to you as soon as possible. Wrong number, I guess, since that number is not in my contacts. Who is it? I haven't seen you. Call me. I dialed the number. A woman answered. It's Nate Dillon. You asked me to call. Nate, my name is Karina. I'd really like to sit down and talk. What's your schedule today? Karina, why do I have to meet a stranger late at night? It's very important, and I don't want to talk about it over the phone. We can meet somewhere brightly lit, like Mickey D's. I have to work for another hour. We agreed on a place and time to meet. In my miserable love life, I was always expecting something unexpected and strange. As I walked in, I realized I hadn't asked how to identify her. No one had a gun or knife. 2 of the ladies had children. There was a very old woman who I immediately dismissed from consideration. I sat down in a booth in the corner based solely on her confident gait. The woman who had just entered became my prime suspect. She took a quick look around the crowd and headed straight for me. She walked briskly holding a cell phone in her right hand while her left swung back and forth with each step. Her purse hung from her shoulder. Nate? Who are you? You look a lot like Nate. You're Nate, aren't you? I'm so sorry. I wish I was. That brought a smile to her face. She looked confused as she looked around at the customers again. Just kidding. You must be Karina. Nice. I should, yes. You should. Have a seat. Karina took a large envelope out of her purse and placed it on the table. I'm sorry, but your wife is having an affair with my husband. No way. That's just not possible. Handing me the envelope. Again, I'm sorry. There's an investigator's report and some very disturbing photographs. I think the affair started 3 months ago. I undid the clasps and tried to shield the children from the pornographic photos. If it was her husband, I could see why it would bother her. There were about a dozen pictures. What the hell? I'll play along. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. I'm shocked. What are you gonna do? I wish I could kill them, but that's not gonna happen. My sister thinks I should get revenge and show him the pictures. What are you gonna do? That was a good question. I've never been married. I've never even been engaged. At what point should I bring this to Karina's attention? I can't imagine spending another night in her bed. What is revenge? I knew exactly what it was, but I didn't wanna unzip my flight just yet. Whispering so those closest to us couldn't overhear. It's when you have sex outside of marriage to even the score. I clamped my hand over my mouth and raised my eyebrows. And did you do that? No, I think we can do that. Should I put on a show? Let me look at the report again. I hummed and hawed as I looked at the chump's report. There it was. My name and phone number. The addresses, home and work, turned out to be wrong. I need to send this due to Christmas card. Shaking my head negatively, looking at the pictures as if in disgust, I said, when and where? Tonight at your place. It's too dangerous. I have another place we can use. Follow me. I drove up to my house and parked on the street. Opening the garage door, I gestured for Karina to pull inside. No one needs to see you. Let me close the garage door when you come in. We made our way into the kitchen. Karina seemed nervous. Something to drink? White wine, if you have it. I handed Karina a choice of 2 different bottles. Then I filled a gracefully tapering glass of champagne. She took off her coat and shoes. Dressed in a very loose logo shirt and somewhat tight jeans, she was actually quite pretty. Pulling the ponytail tie down around her wrist, she began to shake and whip her hair, making it cascade downward. It was a beautiful woman. She looked to be about my age. She drank in a gulp and announced, "I'm ready. Let's do this." Grabbing my hand, she strode down the hall. Instead of the bedroom, we ended up in the guest room. It didn't matter to me. I started to unzip, but fell behind in the stripping contest. What fun this would be. With a twinkle in my eye, "Look at you. Oh my God, I'm really going to enjoy this. You're huge compared to Neil." I guess Neil's her husband. At that moment, I didn't care. We lay motionless for a minute. Then I rolled off. Karina immediately rolled over on top of me and pressed down. "Your wife is a fool." "No, your husband is the fool. You must be a very uptight bitch for him to turn down a body like that." "Yeah. Something like that." She collapsed on my chest and pressed down. After a minute, I realized she was sound asleep. 20 minutes later, I woke her up. We talked about everything and nothing for at least an hour. Karina looked me in the eyes. "I guess I should go home. You know, they cheated for a long time. We only did it for one night. Don't you think we should do it again?" "Yeah. You have my cell phone number. Text me when you have a plan." Before Karina put her bra back on, she took selfies with my arm over her shoulder. I didn't think revenge. Sex buddies exchanged hot, passionate kisses and hugs when they parted. I was wrong. Trying to digest the events of the evening, I began to worry. Hopefully, Neil's slutty behavior hadn't infected Karina. On the other hand, I hoped Karina was on the pill. It was a little late for those concerns. Still, I slept like a baby. Karina has a body made for fucking. She must be some kind of bitch to throw Neil into the arms of another. Though I didn't see it in her, every day I wanted to send her a message. After 10 days, the drought was broken. "Can we meet at the same place tonight at 7 p.m? Yes. The sex was no worse than the first night. Instead of 2 sessions, we had 3. A few more erotic shots were taken. We talked as if we had known each other for months instead of 2 nights. "What's going on with your divorce?" "I filed today. That's why I wrote." "What about you? Have you decided what to do yet?" "Well, I didn't want to do anything until you did." "I bet she'll freak out when he tells her what you and I did." "I bet he'll freak out when I tell him what we've been doing." "I hope Neil's not violent." "Well, he did time for killing a guy in a bar fight." Think, Nate, think. Why didn't you think of that? Despite the fact that I already considered myself a dead man walking, I responded with a passionate hug and kiss as Corinne left. She knew how to inflate my ego. 10 minutes after she left, a text came in: "I love you, we're not done yet." My popularity in the cafeteria had faded. I had yet to figure out women. Worse, I was developing feelings for Karina. Then the following message came: "Wanna get together on Friday, maybe have dinner before then?" I immediately sent a yes response. Although my heart was telling me to keep going, my head was begging me to end this charade. Watching the sun slip silently behind the mountains, I sighed. Today was not the day. Maybe tomorrow would be. My conscience was getting to me. I'm going to have to break up with Karina. It eats me up inside being a cheater. Just thinking about Karina made my testosterone boil. I got to the restaurant before her. Sitting down at a table for 2 in a secluded corner, I began to sweat. How do you feel when you cheat on someone? Damn her. God, she looks so damn good tonight. Her blouse was unbuttoned to show off her assets. They're not huge, but they stand tall and perky. I greeted her with a hug and a peck on the cheek. What? No kiss? Karina, please sit down. I have a confession to make. The smile Karina came in with became flat. What's going on, Nate? I took both of Karina's hands in mine and looked into her eyes. I can't do this anymore. I'm a fraud. I'm not married. And I've never even been engaged. The opportunity to have sex with you has forced me to abandon my morals. I'm sorry for the trouble in your marriage, but I shouldn't have been involved. Please forgive me, but I can't keep doing this. Tears came to Karina's eyes. She pulled her hands away from me and reached for her purse. I thought she was going to run away. Instead, she pulled out a small envelope about the size of a greeting card. Tears were now streaming down her cheek. I felt like a real ass. Please read this. I'm sorry too. Now it was my turn to be embarrassed. I pulled a handwritten note out of the envelope. Nate, if you're reading this, it means you got me or I can't do this anymore. I know you're not married. I've always known that. Like you, I've never been married, although I was engaged until last fall. Some ladies from HR and accounting decided to make a bet to see who could seduce you. You're always so shy. You don't even make eye contact with us. After showing a topless picture of us together that I took that first night, I won the pool. The more I thought about you, the more I wanted to meet you again. I should have come clean then, but I didn't. I do love you, and I hope you can forgive me. Maybe someday we can try to have a traditional relationship. Please don't hate me. Karina. Talk about mixed feelings. Karina bit her lower lip and the tears kept dripping. I put the letter on the table and took Karina's hands again. Aren't we a couple? A relationship is supposed to be based on trust, but ours starts with deception. How do we work this out? Karina's eyes widened. Can we be honest and truthful now? I'll tell you what. Let's decide this tonight. Sunday is Valentine's Day. Are you free for dinner? I'd like that. Pick me up at 6 o'clock. Sounds like a plan. Epilogue. Valentine's Day went well. We ate, drank, but mostly talked. Karina is 3 years younger than me. She was engaged for 2 years before he finally chickened out. She suspects he's found another woman, but she has no proof. There is more than a little resentment that I will have to overcome. Karina explained how she copied the porn photos from the internet and posted the investigators' reports from the Detective Stories website. So now that you seduced me, what are your plans? Am I the laughingstock of your entourage? Not at all. A lot of ladies envy me. I more than hinted that we were intimate, but I didn't give them any details. You're in human resources. Are we breaking any company rules? No. The company doesn't want any liability. Anyone can date anyone. If performance suffers, someone could end up on the street, so don't relax at work dreaming about me. It's too late. That's why I'm putting in extra hours. I think I'm screwed with this answer. Her eyes gave her away. As much as I wanted to take Karina home and ravage her body, we both knew that a long-term relationship should be built on more than just lust. After a month, we gave in. It was the most passionate weekend of my life. I kissed, licked, and sucked every erogenous zone my research had uncovered. Karina's first orgasm was spectacular. I was proud of myself. Karina plans to move in as soon as possible. We set a tentative date for next Valentine's Day to get married. Karina's hidden bitchy side is her jealousy. I'm on a very short leash. Karina is the only child in the family, and I keep teasing her about lusting after her sister. Even this childish innuendo turns her on. I know Karina got these porn movies from the internet. I took a chance that maybe she would be open to trying these positions. I got lucky, if you know what I mean. To make sure I understood, Karina informed me that she would not retaliate if I ever got lost. She would just kill my cheating ass. I believed it.